Hello everyone, Richard back for more Ultimate Mode Panzer Corps Grand Campaign West Volturno line. I barely secured a marginal victory on this. You only have to hold one objective. I think if it had gone one more turn, I may not have been able to do it. Basically, they bring some heavy hitting artillery and it breaks my lines. If it isn't for that, then I could do pretty well. I went very air heavy to protect myself from air damage, and that worked really, really well, but it came at the expense that my ground units were lacking. And the only thing that was even holding the enemy back a little bit was my Tiger tanks. So, not much to say. My infantry took the brunt of the damage this scenario. And I bought another anti-aircraft gun because I need to defend my units. The other strategy I'm using is I'm putting a fighter over my anti-aircraft gun so that bombers would stop attacking them. They're so unafraid of my anti-aircraft that they attack them directly. It is really this. I don't even know how you play these maps on Manstein because it's overwhelming. The number of units they're sending your way is like 4 times as many units as you're defending with. And I have a lot of planes too. These Sherman tanks will attack your infantry in the city. They do not care. My biggest problem is that the mobile artillery the Americans have is really, really good, and my infantry cannot take it, just flat out. Looks like I got a hero on my mountain unit. That's nice. The reason I have to retreat is because they cross the river and they start outflanking you, so you have to preemptively retreat. Yeah, look at this. These fighters are attacking 2-star FWs. They don't give a shit. It's pretty nuts. I had to start pulling back here when I realized they were threatening to cross the river. Not much to say. This is just really, really hard, and I don't have enough ground units. I don't have enough artillery. My Vespas are not getting the job done. Now I have to block the river crossing. I backed up off the river because the tanks retreated. They're outflanking me again. I don't really know what I'm supposed to do about it. I don't even think with more ground troops I could do anything about it. My plan is to use that mountain troop until it gets exhausted, and then throw Wernsberger in at the last minute. And it worked. Then my scout got exhausted there. I didn't have any armor, so that's why I did it. So now I began the retreat. And then I keep forcing the infantry back. Then I forced that back so I could rearrange my forces. I'm barely holding them back here, because that tank could hit my artillery. This is pretty tough. And this is the point where I'm like, okay. Because these Sherman tanks are attacking into my units. Once again, they try to outflank me. I beat them back. My mountain unit's about to die, but I held out till turn 8, which bought me some time to retreat. I think the Air Force is coming. Yeah, American infantry is really rough. Yeah, and now the big dogs are coming. Thankfully, the scenario ends 5 turns early, so it's not as bad as it could be. I don't really know how you're supposed to play this map on Ultimate, because I just retreated a lot. There's a lot of bullshit. Look at this. I'm probably outnumbered 5-1, 6-1. Thankfully, the artillery moved after the infantry. Just continuing to try to beat the enemy back. And I was hoping the mountain unit would hold for one more turn. Here comes the next wave. And now they got mobile anti-air. That's great. Man, they are moving so many units. It's crazy. So my second mountain unit was exhausted, but I had Wernsberger to try to hold it together. So now it's the enemy's turn. And I managed to prevent the planes from attacking. The infantry didn't attack my 88 because I had 2 artillery pieces backing it up. So I held. Wernsberger was enough. I was fully suppressed after that. But the scout had already moved, and the infantry had already decided not to attack. And this guy had already replenished. So there was nothing they had that could attack Wernsberger. Because they could have gotten a decisive here if they had taken that. If you look, they've got 5 planes left. And all of their ground forces are basically here. They still have, like, a lot of infantry. Yeah, pretty wild. Well, I got through Grand Campaign 42-43 West. I have a blueprint that Goose or Bricata can try to use. Some of these scenarios are a lot less fun than other ones, but, you know, Manstein makes this insane. So until next time.